All about bodybuilding diets, okay. You have decided that you are going to shred those muscles and look nice and ripped, which is great for beach season. But do you know what goes into bodybuilding? Sure, you need to lift weights, but you also need to make sure that you are following a particular diet, one that is higher in calories than most, and one that will provide you with all of the nutrition you will need, and then some. Most bodybuilding diets involve eating a lot of foods that are high in protein, which we all need anyway, whether we are lifting weights or sitting around and watching television, not always the most healthy choice in the world, by the way. Bodybuilders need to have even more protein than the rest of us, for a number of reasons. What goes into bodybuilding diets? Most people do not need to have the same things in their diets as bodybuilders do. As a rule, a healthy diet should consist of 55% carbohydrates, 15% fats, and 30% proteins, as recommended by the American Diabetes Association, the American Heart Association and many other well-known health organizations. But if you are interested in bodybuilding, then you will need to learn more about bodybuilding diets. For example, an average diet will consist of 30% protein, but bodybuilders need more, and most bodybuilding diets include at least 40% protein, as well as 40% carbohydrates and 20% fats. The whole idea of bodybuilding is to bulk up, without getting fat of course, so you will need to have extra nutrients, and more calories than the average person. These numbers can always be adjusted, depending on your particular dietary needs. For example, you will need more protein and fewer calories if you want to both lose weight and gain muscle. But if you are just trying to gain muscle, you can have more calories and fatty foods. Just make sure that the fats are polyunsaturated or monounsaturated, and not saturated fats. The macronutrients needed in healthy bodybuilding diets, as noted above, we all need to have carbohydrates, fats, and proteins in our diets, and these are all macronutrients that are extremely vital for our good health and even our survival. So, let's talk about the macronutrients that you will need to have in bodybuilding diets. Carbohydrates. You're probably thinking that this is a misprint, because of all of the terrible things we hear about carbohydrates these days. But there are good carbohydrates and there are bad carbohydrates, so you need to have an understanding of which foods you should be eating, and which you should avoid, especially if you are trying to gain muscle and lose weight. Some of the foods with good, complex, carbohydrates include brown rice, oats, and certain vegetables, such as broccoli and green beans. Fats. In addition to carbohydrates, we also hear a lot of negative things about fats. The bad fats that should not be in your diet are saturated fats, those that you will find in greasy foods and many prepared foods. But you do need to have certain fats in your diet, especially if you are trying out different bodybuilding diets. Find foods that are rich in polyunsaturated and monounsaturated fats, such as poultry, fish, and lean red meat. Protein. Our soft tissues rely on protein for growth, maintenance, and recovery, and without it, there is no way that we can build strong, healthy muscles. Bodybuilders often use protein supplements to make sure that they are getting the required amount, especially if they are unable to get enough from their diets. Some excellent dietary sources of protein include eggs, the original protein supplement, lean red meat, fish, soy, poultry, and dairy products. And if you are not trying to lose weight too, you can enjoy the delicious full-fat dairy products. If you are just getting into bodybuilding, you should start out with a diet that is fairly easy to follow. The stricter your diet is, the greater the chances are that you are not going to stick with it, which is essential, especially in the beginning stages. And if you are overweight, it is a good idea to lose the excess weight before getting into any type of bodybuilding, or following any bodybuilding diets. Your first goal should always be good health, and then you can start building your muscles. Bodybuilding diets often include protein supplements. Have you ever seen bodybuilders at the gym drinking odd-looking drinks? These are actually protein supplements, and they are very common in bodybuilding diets. Bodybuilders use protein supplements both before and after working out. Using protein supplements before workouts can help to provide the energy needed for the workout. And using protein supplements after working out will help your muscles recover from the strain you are putting them through. Liquid protein shots are excellent for this purpose, and Protica has a couple of products that are ideal for bodybuilding diets. ProfectR contains 25 grams of protein, but is only a 3-ounce drink, so it is not too filling to have before working out. And in addition to protein, you will also get many other important nutrients, including vitamin C, and B-complex vitamins. For more information about ProfectR, and other Protica products, go online and check out the website at www.protica.com.